Hi, welcome to day 3. I wonder when the time will come where I stop counting the days that I've been recording videos. Today is different because the sleep issues that I've been having have been abated slightly by watching, like I found a hypnosis video a couple of nights ago, and I really wanted to do it, but because it's so cold, sometimes there's problems with the internet. And just as I'd located it, the internet went down. Excuse me. But that was 2 nights ago, and it was probably the best sleep I'd had in 10 days, anyhow, just from the idea of let's think about calming down the nervous system. And so last night I went to the gym quite late, and you know, like 10 minutes of movement is enough to boost your endorphins and give your nervous system a nice massage and a hug. But when you do it at night, it can affect your sleep. So it was ice, like when I went outside, not ice in the negative ice, well, ice in the complicated ice, but I don't mean you know whose ice. Um, it was icy, so when I went outside, it took a while to clear the ice off of the car enough that I could see. It's a funny thing because when I was looking out the window, I could see that the car was covered with ice. But when I was looking from the window, I was like, oh, I can still see kind of into the car. But when I got out there in the evening, when I finally managed to force myself out to go to the gym, I sat down in the car, you couldn't see anything. Like that beautiful beveled ice really was the privacy screen of those shower doors from my childhood. Um, Shower doors that I've also laser cut jewelry from in my adult life. They make beautiful jewelry. And that beveled glass shower door, I have this amber colored beveled glass door. It's not a shower door. When I was, excuse me, it's like that today. Excuse me. When I was first sourcing materials for building out the shipping containers, back when there was just containers one and container two, I spent a lot of time on eBay and Kleinanzeigen sourcing materials. One of the things you need when you're building out a shipping container are windows. And as a person who loves mirror and glass, the necessity for windows, as well as the necessity for finding things for free, so that the only costs would be transportation, feeding the gang, and thank yous. A lot of thank yous because the core planners lifted several tons of materials, went for several long drives getting things. And so I went to this guy who was really lovely. Like when you answer an ad, a classified ad saying, yes, I would like your windows that you're throwing away. Most people have no idea what you're doing with them or that it's a highly ambitious project that is the dream of a lifetime, that the project is something that you've dreamt since you were a child, reading the Boxcar Children. And it's a dream that went from, childhood literacy as an escape from Midwestern racist bullying, that escape that always led me into the library. And the library always led me into fantasy and the ideas of other realms and the idea of living in a train car and this kind of escape from a situation. I mean, these were rich kids, kids with agency, and they escaped the idea of being separated because of poverty and death and, being on their own, kind of like my father's story. And in my father's story, when both of his parents died at the age of 11, just like the children in the Boxcar Children books, his eldest brother became his elder. And I think that's part of why they were so close knit. I never really saw the correlation between that piece of childhood literature that I cherish so much and my own father's story. Yeah, it's really interesting when I think about it. And so these kids, the Boxcar Children, the eldest brother kind of becomes the patriarch of the family, the eldest sister, the matriarch, and they make this existence. And so later, when I was watching Harold and Maude, my late mother's favorite film, as much as she thought I was a freak, she loved the same films. So, it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black in that instance. But when I saw Harold and Maude for the first time, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is insane. And I told Mama about it, and she watched it because she liked Ruth Gordon, like that was something she could relate to. But Court was iconic in my generation, like kind of a great subculture flick, Harold and Maude. And I was watching it with my mom, and my mom was like, "Oh yeah, you'd live in a railroad car like that. You make it nice too." And this always stuck in my head, as a teenager, this these constant expressions of pride in my abilities, um, juxtaposed against the humor and laughter at, well, yeah, what's Chandra going to do next? So when you're gathering things, and I guess we could say when you're gathering other people's trash, which is what my mother would lovingly, ironically say about me, was that I was always in the trash and I was always taking other people's crap, which for them was a bit of an insult, as children of the Depression, children of the South, of the Deep South. The idea of having new things and non-broken things is a really big deal. But for me, I never cared about that. I understood it, but my silk fake Fortuny pleated blouses from the 1940s, old, worn, and sublimely beautiful, yeah, did things for me that going to Dillard's and buying lovely frocks, but it just wasn't the same. I think I liked being the only one. Maybe yeah, I mean, like the context of dressing originally and being the only one is much different than being the only black kid in my school, in primary school. And I think I wanted to blend in when I was a kid in primary school. I didn't want to be beaten up at lunch most days by racist kids who not only called me names, but touched me inappropriately and who told me about how they were touched inappropriately, which was how they learned to touch inappropriately young bodies. Yeah, it was really interesting thinking about this one kid who told me about things that her brother did, but then beat me up. Kind of a classic pattern, I guess, of the person you feel safe confessing to, you have to then punish for the vulnerability that you feel in having told them, like the payback of it all. I don't know. I'm just kind of musing. But back to the Boxcar Children, when and picking up glass in faraway neighborhoods in Berlin, I get to this guy's house and I'm driving a station wagon and we've rented a moving van because also to minimize expenses, you try to compile everything um, as one big pickup day. So that means organizing the human resources, the most valuable human resources, and coordinating who can do what on what day, and coordinating that with what the different sellers, well, not sellers because everything was free, but yeah, okay, you still call them sellers on this classified advertisement platform. And it's a lot of work. Because the interesting thing about people giving things away is some of them have an incredibly offensive sense of entitlement regarding it. They look down on you for taking their things. And the way trash collection works here, if you don't dispose of your windows, your doors, your whatever yourself, you have to go to the BSR, get a van, whatever, or hire someone, and then go take it there, and then they charge you for disposing of it. So, where does this idea of prejudicial thinking come from that they get quite condescending with you about picking up their trash, their waste materials? This is only some people, not all people. But when I think about what is it that's going on when these folks are acting like that, I think about things like the Roma, who were some of the indigenous peoples of Europe. And the Roma are vast diaspora um, of cultures, languages, and peoples, the traveling folk, I guess you could say. Not all of them are traveling, some of them are stationary. But when you think about sustainability, this is a culture that's recycling. This is a low impact culture. They're also hated for it. I mean, their numbers were reduced by the Nazis. Yeah, God, they went straight for the Roma. Another group of people that deal in recycled and low impact living are migrants. And migrants have been upcycling since forever. It's not something that you hear much conversation about. It looks like the face of upcycling and recycling is blonde-haired and blue-eyed, and all of the rest of us need to learn how. Like look at India, look at their carbon footprint. Hmm. But then let's question that too, because yes, India does burn a lot of plastics for fuels. Where did those plastics come from? They come from these mountains of waste of trash from Europe. There's so much documentation out there of, like, you see all the little single serving vegan packages that the politically correct are telling all of us we need to eat. It doesn't get recycled. You follow the chain, which I did in my research at the beginning of this project with the cigarette. You follow the chain and it goes from BSR to another company to another company. This company has space in Turkey where apparently the impossible happens, and then it disappears. When journalists have put trackers on trash, they will follow the whole route of it, UK, Europe, you name it. At the end of the day, when people send photos from trash heaps in India and other parts of the world, You see that little label from Bioladen here in Berlin of somebody's vegan, single serving, self-righteous diet. And then the same people criticize Indians for burning their plastic for fuel. And then they go to help India with their self-righteous NGOs of learn how to live sustainably. Hmm, yeah, righteous Europeans need to really look at themselves. Most of these things aren't recyclable. You can put them in a bin, but just because you put it in a bin doesn't mean it's recycled. That's a little bit like telling that little girl she's a girl boss when she's not a girl boss, calling separating trash recycling. Recycling is the actual act of breaking that material down. And if there's not an industry attached to recycling it, it's not going to be recycled. If there's colored inks on the packaging and mixed plastics on your little vegan product, it's not going to be recycled. If it's contaminated and on paper, it's not going to be recycled. There's a million ways that separating in bins is not recycling, and people judge you. And especially if you're foreign, they're like, hey, blah, blah, blah. So I think there's again, a layer of that racism that I'm so sick of with Germany involved in the whole recycling charade. And when was picking up things, and I would explain quite clearly, I'm doing this project. It revolves using a lot of upcycled materials. Could we have a flexible window of time and, coordinate on these days? Because to be efficient and to use the least amount of fossil fuels and to gather the people that will actually help carry these things. Because also some of these people are giving stuff where like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to help you carry it. It's like, okay, great. Grateful for the thing you're giving. And they will literally just stand there and watch you with a look of disgust on their face, sometimes muttering things and little slurs that they think you don't understand because you're foreign. And then there's other people like this guy that goes back to the beveled glass that looks like the ice that was on my car last night when I finally was heading out to the gym. We tell him what we're doing, and he thinks it's absolutely sublime and beautiful. And he thinks it's great that I love the amber beveled glass from his mother's very proud 1970s renovation of her little house that he's now living in since she's deceased. There's people that feel that passionately and loving about it, that he got people. He told his friends to come over and help to load up these windows. He took my number. He's like, there's going to be more stuff I'm renovating. I'll get back to you. Like, I'll make sure to keep this for you. And, there's some other things I could pull apart to give you. Like, there's this spirit of givingness as well for making my little boxcar child dream come to fruition. Um, yeah, it's funny how so many things when you talk about them have so many nuances and layers, and that you can just keep talking and talking. I feel um, I feel a lot of moments in life where I'm silenced and unseen, and they've piled up to be a terror on my nervous system. They've piled up to be 10 days of horrific troubles with sleep and uh, disassociation from just so much nervous system exhaustion. And so I guess one of the things that I'm getting about talking this way every day is I'm getting my voice back. I'm getting used to hearing myself. I'm hearing myself without some of the anxiety I have about the sound of my own voice or the words that I'm saying. And today I'm experimenting with using Zoom on a Mac laptop. I've been using my Android phone. Yesterday, I used Zoom so fatally that I lost that one video because the recording button's not always showing, and somehow it wasn't recording. Or maybe it recorded and I missed the step at the end where it's saying stop, or instead of stop, I deleted. I don't know what happened because it's gone. And so that was kind of traumatic. But what's nice is just experimenting with it. And so I really like the camera on my Android phone, my cheap as cheap can be Android phone, a phone that I love and cherish because you don't have to charge the battery for 5 days. And my phone is heavy enough to just be a weapon anyhow. So, but 5 days. It's older now, but it's my second phone like this that I've had, and I love it. I think the camera, when I tried my PC, I didn't like the look of the recording, but I don't like the look of this recording that I'm seeing in front of me either. But yeah, I could go back to phone after this. Anyway, at this point, I need to go. I am going to pick up a lost document that's very important to me, and I'm going to go to a karaoke meetup for migrants tonight. I only plan on staying for an hour, but I'm also picking up I'm printing out a fantastic sewing pattern that I can't wait to make for this extreme winter wardrobe I'm working on. So my name is Chandra, and thank you for listening, if you listen.